Hey, welcome to the podcast. This is, I guess, what I'm going to be calling the Turbo Hour or Turbo Power Hour or something like that. I'm not sure yet. But just a little disclaimer there's going to be views and opinions expressed here that you probably will not like. It is going to be very politically incorrect. And if you don't like it, fuck off. This is how it is. Um, so, about me. Uh, Served in the in the U.S. military from 2008 to 2012. Uh, did a tour to Iraq and got out. Couldn't hold down a job worth of shit. Ended up becoming a truck driver. Still a truck driver now. And last night, a couple friends of mine suggested that I do a podcast as I guess you could say a form of therapy to let shit out. So here we go. So I guess this first episode, I'll talk about my family because that's what I've missed the most. I got a beautiful wife, Michaela, beautiful daughter, Renlyn, two awesome sons, John Boy and Colton, and I miss them like crazy. Like I miss them like freaking crazy. Um, Thankfully, I'm on my way home right now to see my girls and John Boy, and hopefully soon Colton will be up here for the summer. But yeah, so that's kind of why this whole thing's about. Because I've been ranting about wanting to quit my job and change careers and open a business and not able to find what I want to do, and it's all because I'm at a point in my life now where I want to be home with my family. Like I could care less about the money, but like at the same time, I got to make enough money to provide for my family. So it's like, what the hell am I gonna do, you know? And for some reason, my buddy, we'll call him M. Uh, he him and Star were telling me last night that I should do a podcast. So whatever. Don't really know what I'm going to talk about. It's probably going to be a lot of ranting, probably be a lot of skipping around. ADHD, PTSD related shit. I skip around a lot. It's going to be kind of hard to follow me probably. But who knows? Maybe one day I'll get this shit down and actually put a flow into a good little thing. But yeah, this is kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting because I've thought about doing a podcast in the past. Based on like music and alcohol and stuff like that. Instead of me choosing just one subject, I'm just gonna just just whatever comes to mind, right? You know, and so yeah, I guess I'll go back to the about me. So my name is Mike. Turbo's been my nickname for years, like since high school. I earned that nickname in the military though. I was a mechanic, and I was working on a LMTV. I think it was an LMTV, and raised the truck had been running, and I was there was something going on with the remote kill switch. I can't remember what the issue was. I just remember what happened. So I lifted the cab up, and when you lift the cab up on the LMTV, on the passenger side with the turbo and the exhaust manifold are at, there's also a remote kill and start switch. And there was the wiring in the remote start and kill switch was had a short or something in it, and the truck had just been running, and everything was hot, and I bent over to look behind the panel, this little piece of metal. It's not really a panel. It's this little piece of metal that these toggle switches are attached to. That's right there where the turbo's at. And I go to look over, and all I hear is sizzling, and ended up with a big ass blister on my forehead. from where I burnt my head on the turbo when I was trying to diagnose the problem. And that's how I actually earned the nickname Turbo. Uh, yeah, like I said earlier, I was in the Army 2008, 2012, did one tour to Iraq, uh, kind of a split tour between Operation Iraqi Freedom and Operation Enduring Freedom. Um, over at Fob Delta, Fob Kelzul, Cop Shocker. Uh, had a lot of fun times there. Went through some shit. Not, it's not like I ever fucking shot anybody or anything like that, but still had rocket attacks and vehicle rollovers and that kind of shit. Well, I mean, like I said, it's not like I ever got shot unless you count rockets and mortars getting shot. But anyway, um, and yeah, I'm kind of. Oh yeah, met my wife. God, I'm going. Okay, let's see. Let me back it up a little bit. Do the all right thing, come back, turn into a problem child. The army kicks me out, gives me the boot. I, I lose my GI Bill, and I kind of go on about my way. You know, um, I don't know if I denied any assistance that my leaders were trying to give me, or if they didn't help me. I'm not sure exactly what happened there. I don't want to say that my leadership failed me. Uh, Part of me kind of believes that, but then at the same time, another part of me is like, I don't really fucking know if it was them, if it was me, or if it was a combination. All I know is before we went to Iraq and during Iraq, I thought I was a pretty good soldier. I thought I did my job well, stuff like that. I was never a real PT stud or anything like that, but yeah, I don't know, man. Like before Iraq, during Iraq, I thought everything was pretty good, and we come home, and I don't know what the fuck happened. I just started doing stupid shit. Got caught doing 117 at 55-mile-an-hour zone. Um, I damn, got stopped by the MPs. The MPs brought me to the MP station. Fucking all that fun shit. Had to do ruck marches and shit for like the next fucking day, 2 days or something. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I know it involved rucks, and I know it involved me getting into a lot of damn trouble. Um, and they let me stay in after that. And then I kept getting in trouble and kept doing stupid shit. And I don't know if it was me being stubborn and not accepting help they were trying to give me, or if they really just wasn't trying to help me. But in the end, regardless of all that, I got kicked out. And it's one of my biggest regrets in life. And it is like my biggest. I was a fucking lifer. I was a fucking lifer, and I'm the one that fucked that up. You know, I'm the one that fucked that up, and I regret it a lot. But the good thing about it is because of all that, it led me to where I'm at now, and I've got a beautiful fucking family. I fuck if it wasn't for my wife, I don't know where I'd be. A good chance I'd be fucking dead. Like I've told my wife this multiple times. She's probably saved my life. She's the entire reason I went to the VA. She's the entire reason I have what I have right now. And if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have started seeing a therapist. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have found out without a doubt that I had PTSD and other issues. I never would have gotten. So yeah, disability payment's great, but I mean, honestly, the therapy is worth way more than what the money is. Um, because my wife saved my life, but therapy saved my marriage. And I don't know who I'm more in debt to, my wife or the fucking therapist. Oh man, it's not funny, but that's just how I cope with shit. Um, yeah, and but yeah, if it wasn't for my wife, I wouldn't have started going to the VA. I wouldn't have been diagnosed with PTSD and all the other shit, and I wouldn't have started going to therapy, and I wouldn't have essentially saved my fucking marriage. Um, it's amazing. Uh, I never wanted to see a shrink in my life. I was that guy that was like, fuck that. I don't need a shrink. It's stupid. They don't help you. You can handle shit on your own. Be a fucking man to handle it on your own. I saw a therapist for 2 fucking years, and it took me a year, maybe a year and a half, for me to finally fucking break down and open up. And I'm telling you right now, me going to therapy is what saved my fucking marriage. And the whole reason I started going to therapy is because my wife came to me. We had an argument one day, and she came to me and she said that she was worried that one day I was gonna come home, or I was gonna wake up, or something, that I was gonna snap, and I was gonna kill my kids and her. And that made it all click. That's when I started going. And other than marrying my wife, it's like the best fucking thing I ever did. Oh man. Oh. Sorry, I'm so like I never thought I had anger problems. I never thought I had any of these issues. But that day, it's like my fucking world came crashing down. So thankful my wife had the courage to tell me that. Because that changed my fucking life. Oh, fuck. Oh. I did not expect this shit to fucking happen. Oh, man. But yeah, um, so any vet, not just vets, but like anybody out there that that thinks therapy is for pussies, that think they don't need help, that think mental illness is just a cop out. It's not. It'll change your fucking life. If somebody you love comes to you and tells you that they think you have a problem with anger or with anything, anything really, don't ignore it. Go at least go and talk to a doctor or a therapist and tell them, and then and go through it. Because it may change your entire life, like it did mine. And it's fucking hard. Therapy is therapy is fucking hard. It took me a year and a half to finally open up with my therapist. But totally worth it. It changed my marriage. It changed everything about my life. And I'm kind of at a weird point because my therapist just fucking like they didn't drop me, but at the same time, like I think I said earlier that I drive a truck and I'm gone 90% of the time. I don't get to see my kids or my wife anywhere near as much as I'd like to, and also because of that, I'm not able to really do the whole therapy thing in the most proficient way. And my therapist told me a month or so ago that I was pretty much at a point to where like all my stuff had kind of leveled out. Like I'm not getting better, I'm not getting worse, but there really wasn't much more she could do for me unless I changed jobs and come off the road and come home and could actually go through like legit trauma therapy. And yeah, so fuck, where was I even going with this? Yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm trying to figure out how to do that. Like, I want to come home for my wife and my kids, but I also want to come home because I want to continue going through, well, start going through trauma therapy. I want to do whatever is necessary to make my life better, which in turn makes my wife and my kids' life better. And it sucks though because all I've wanted for the past what 13 years, I think, is to have my own trucking company, and I pretty much got it. Like I've worked my ass off to where that's what I've got, but in the past five, oh no, really the past 2 years, I don't care about this life anymore. But how do I decide what to do next? That's what I struggle with. Like I was talking with Star and M last night. You know, they were asking me what my hobbies were and what my interests were, and I feel like I don't know how to honestly answer that because whenever somebody asks me what do I do when I'm not at work, I hang out with my wife and kids. Like I don't do anything else. I hang out with my wife and kids and watch TV. Like I don't get to spend a lot of time with my wife and kids. So when I'm off work, that's what I do. And when I am at work, like let's be honest, driving truck's not hard by any means. Like fucking teach a monkey how to do this shit. But at the same time, it's not like I'm sitting at a computer desk and I can have one tab open, like learning about something or starting a side hustle, and doing my actual work on another tab. Like driving a truck is easy, but it's like you can't do something else while driving the truck because your attention has to be on the road and the traffic around you. Like I haul livestock, so like I that's another thing I got to worry about. Um, and any of you guys that know trucking, if you got a regular trucking job, like you can work 14 hours a day and that's it. It doesn't leave you a lot of time at the end of the day, but like you're able to. There is time in there to where if you really wanted to, you can you can figure some stuff out because you're legally only allowed to work 14 hours a day, and for the majority of guys, that's what they do. But then you got us in the quote unquote outlaw class that haul livestock and other guys that just don't care about the laws and run 1,000 miles a day. Wake up at 6 a.m., load livestock, run till I'm there to the fucking uh, to the drop, unload, sleep for 3 or 4 hours, turn around, drive 1,100 miles back, and get ready to pick up the next one. There really is no downtime. Like I don't have time for hobbies. Like I don't have time to watch when I'm at work. I don't have time to do anything. Like I listen to a shit ton of audiobooks and a shit ton of podcasts, but at the end of the day, I can't put any of the stuff that I read or listen to into any kind of real practice because while my job is very sedentary, like it's very I don't want to say taxing, but it's very demanding mentally. Like and I don't mean that, I gotta think about, math and shit all day long. But I am constantly having to worry about traffic and, all the shit that comes with driving. Like, it's not like I can legit do something else while doing this. You know, listen to podcasts and listen to audiobooks. And that's about it. And so when people ask me what my hobbies are, I'm like, I don't have any. What are your interests? I don't fucking know. Past 13 years, all I've done is drive a truck. And the past 5 years, when I'm off work, all I do is hang out with my wife and kids. And before I met my wife, like trucking was my life. It was my life. I didn't have hobbies outside of it. So I haven't taken the time to figure out what I want to do and like what interests me and that kind of shit. So I'm at a point where I'm like, I need to get the fuck out of this truck for my wife and my kids and for me. How do I do that? And the first logical step is like, okay, well, what do you want to do? Well, I don't know. What do you like to do? I don't know. And I'm having a really hard time trying to figure that out. And it's driving me insane. And that's why my couple of friends have told me to do this. So I can pretty much get it off my chest. Um, yeah, I want out of this. But I have no clue what to do next. No fucking clue what to do next. And yeah, I get disability pay, but like, I'm not gonna fucking go home and collect a check and not do something with my life. Like, that's not who I am. Like, I've got to do. That's just not me. No. That doesn't even sound appealing. I mean, yeah, and it sounds great. Go home, do nothing, collect a paycheck. Hell yeah, that sounds great. Hey, after 2 weeks, it'll be the most boring thing you've ever had in your life, right? Because you're not contributing to society. You're not doing anything. You're just sitting around being a fat ass. I'm sorry, that's not the kind of life I want to live. Um, I want to build something for my family. I want to build something that my kids can one day take over. Where I want to be able to give my kids a business and teach them real life skills and that'll help them throughout life. Like I don't want to just I don't know. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. other than I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Oh man. Yeah, that's I guess that's my dream. I can't work for anybody else because it doesn't work for me. I have a problem with authority, and it just doesn't work for me. Every time I've tried it, it's been horrible. It's been a disaster. It's been a disaster. Working for myself, I'm at peace. I love the sink or swim kind of deal. I want to build for me. I don't want to build for somebody else. I don't want to build for some corporation. I don't want to work at 9 to 5, 8 to 5 to build somebody else's fucking dream. Fuck that. I want to build my dream. I want to build my family's dream. How the hell do I figure out what that dream is? Like, like a lot of people, a lot of you guys are probably laughing at me. How do you not know what you want to do with your life, man? That's easy. I've always wanted to be a computer programmer. Well, that's great. I'm happy for you. I'm glad you know. Fuck, I wish I knew. All I know is I want to be home with my wife and kids. That's all I know. Oh man. Uh, anyways, I'm out. I've rambled enough. I've gotten too fucking emotional for my own liking. So yeah, I'm ending this today. Uh, I may do another one. I may not. I don't know. Um, I'm not sure. I really like how this made me feel. Um, but yeah, so thanks for listening. Questions, comments, all that good shit. Subscribe. There may be another one. But peace.